How's it going? Snowcast for Cats here. I get a regular question from people that's like, what brush do I recommend? So I'll show you what we are using, and we do try different things out. It's just a good sized brush, because sometimes you buy a brush online and they're too small, but I've got one that I think is quite a good size in comparison to the size of my cat. It's got short wire on it, look at it there, just like same length as my finger there. And the idea for me and for Toby here is I want to remove the excess hair, the hair that if I didn't brush him would fall out around the house, and also as he licks himself, as he cleans himself, it could cause a fur ball, and does, and it will make him throw up. So that's one way. If you wonder why your cat throws up, maybe your cat needs a brush. Obviously I don't give medical advice, and if your cat's unwell, seek a vet's advice, but I always find that if I don't brush my cat, he will throw up a fur ball. And what I would say about cats and the paraphernalia that you're going to investigate and buy in your cat journey is this: don't stress over it, don't over research things, because I go through different brushes. Sometimes I find a brush and I use it for a while, and then I change to a different brush for a while. I mean, this one we've used for a long while, but I bought a couple of brushes and I thought they were no good. They're not overly expensive, so who cares? They're just in the box, you know. So I wouldn't stress out on things. And you never really know 100% with your cats until you get it and try it. I can recommend a brush, I can recommend food, I can recommend all sorts of things, and I try not to do that because I try to just show what I do for my cats. And the reason I do that is because cats are individuals, aren't they? So your cat may hate being brushed, so if I say to you, for example, the way to brush your cat is put him up on an area like this and give him a good brush like this, your cat might hate that. You know. So I think the cats are individuals, the breeders are individuals, and cat owners are individuals. So I think we all find our path. But what I've realised is that it changes. You know, I used to think that the best dry cat food, in my opinion, and through our experience of feeding it to our cats, I used to think the best one was Royal Canin. I don't anymore. I find Royal Canin really good, but the best one I found is called Solid Gold, but it's really super expensive. So that's another consideration you've got to have, is your budget. You know, people do what they can afford to do. We all want to do the best for our cat, but how much are you going to spend ultimately? You know, that is part of the equation. You know, we've got a cat that lives up our other house, my mother-in-law's house. That cat's about 14-15 years old, and she eats fish and rice. That's what they feed her, and mice and things like that she catches. So this is my point. A lot of it, you know, you can do everything for your cat, give it healthy food and everything, but it might not live. You know, it might not live long. You can be unlucky. Anything can happen. And then other cats have sort of like rubbish food and just live forever, don't they? I mean, I think it comes down to a certain part genetics, and it seems to me that moggies just live forever, whereas pedigrees, they don't live as long, I find, just from my observation. And I'm just learning about cats. I mean, we've been a breeder for 5, 6 years, something like that, 7 years maybe. Time flies, isn't it? I think must be 5 years. We've got 7 cats, we've had kittens, but you learn something all the time, because every cat has her or his own personality, you know. So yeah, the point of this long waffle, this chat, it was just to show you my brush, because people get on my channel and say, can I recommend a brush? Yes, I can. Any brush. It doesn't have to be some brilliant thing that's, I don't know, a new invention, because people like to make new inventions, don't they, because they can sell it to you. You know, but this is more of just a classic brush, isn't it? It's just wire on a piece of wood, and I find it works. And it wasn't very expensive. Pet 8. I don't know if it's even a proper brand. You know, we bought a lot of stuff from Zoo Plus. But I think with a brush, if you buy it online, you take a bit of a gamble. I prefer in some ways to go into a pet shop and pick the brush up and feel it and think, okay, that's going to suit my cat. Because I've bought brushes before and they come through and I thought, is this for a doll's house? I mean, is this brush for a cat that lives in a doll's house? Is it a Barbie doll brush for like a tiny cat? Well, obviously they take a picture of it and make it look massive, don't they? I don't know, they probably specify the dimensions, but do we always read those, you know? Anyway, my point is, have a look in the pet shop and, well, Toby's gone. Have a look in the pet shop and see how you get on. And don't be afraid to buy a brush, and if it doesn't work, dump it in the box. You'll have a box. You'll have a box where you keep your cat paraphernalia, and this can be cast into it if it doesn't work. Maybe give it to a friend that's got a cat and maybe they'll like it. Because like I said, we're all individuals and our cats are individuals. And Toby's had enough of his brush, and I've been waffling for nearly 7 minutes. So yeah, I should have really concentrated on him a bit more rather than chatting. But I'm going to get him and finish him off now. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.